Smai pawb, sut ych chi? Hello everyone, how are we all? So I'm just going to bring you down a bit there. So today I'm going to show you the Heirloom Arrangements kit. Sort of. This was a kit, I think it actually came out in January, might have been February. But anyway, I've had it a while and I hadn't done anything with it. No, let me just tell you what comes in the kit. So the kit comes obviously with the instructions. It comes with a small Stampin' spot in pecan pie, which obviously again I haven't used because you know I don't like them. So I use my full size one for that. You get your Stampin' block and you get some stamps. Now you get one that says thankful and grateful. I feel lucky to have you. I appreciate your kindness. For you, thank you. A little butterfly and then a little sort of hatch pattern, which I will show you where I've used that. Well, it'll probably be in the instructions actually. So the instructions, normally they give you instructions on how to make all of the cards in the kit. This one doesn't. It comes with 8 cards and 8 envelopes, and it gives you the instructions to make 2 of them, so that one and that one, and then it just shows you pictures of ideally what you would be, try not to get the light on there, ideally what you would be making with the others. So most of the cards use 5 or 6 of the different elements that you get in the pack. Now obviously I can't show you all the separate bits because I've actually made all the cards and some. So Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up, put out a challenge to make as many cards as you could using just things in the kit. So I think she made 18 cards from the kit, bearing in mind originally it was designed to make 8 cards. I think she made 18, I think I've made 20. So what I did was hang on, I'm just going to tip them all out. Some of them are stuck because they're a bit bigger than standard. So what I did was I got the 8 cards that come in the kit. Are those all? No, I think these must be all of the 8. Yet it looks like it. So I got all of the 8 cards that come in the kit, and I cut them all in half. So instead of having 1 card, I had 2 card fronts, and some of them I stamped on. Let me explain. Let me find a card. Right, so card blanks come like this. So what I did was I cut off a smidge here to make it slightly narrower, which then gave me the card front and the card back. Now some of the cards were decorated on the front and the back. Can I find the ones that are decorated on the front and the back? Oh, here we go. So these ones, the pink ones and the blue ones, were decorated the same on the front and the back. So when I cut that in 2, I got 2 of those from each card and 2 of the pink ones. So I've ended up with 4 pink ones and 4 blue ones. So then the other ones came, no, that's ones I've stamped, Thing is, can I recognise now the ones that weren't? Oh right, so this is one of the ones that was all decorated on the front with this hatching pattern, but the back was plain. So with the ones that, the plain bits, I stamped using the hatching stamp that comes in the kit. And I did it in various colours. So that's a pink one that came. That's the front. Come on, focus. That's the one that was already printed like that, as was that one. And that one. And then these are the ones that I stamped myself, the backing, so that we'd got backings. Then the other thing that I had to do because I was going to then put those card bases, treat them like a card matting layer, and I put them onto a regular C6 card. But in order to be able to use the envelopes that came with the kit, I had to cut some of them down a bit just to make them the right size, which I did, which is why I put them together with their own envelopes. And the envelopes, I've done what they suggest in the instructions, although slightly differently. In the instructions, they suggest, come on, focus, that you stamp the back of the envelope with a little hatch and the butterfly. I didn't fancy the idea of stamping the back of the envelope, so I stamped the front of the envelopes. But I don't know if I've actually got round to doing it on... Oh yes, I have. And then I've got round to doing it on all the other ones, which are on regular card, C6 card bases. So I've done them using Azure Afternoon and Pretty in Pink. I think I also used, for some of the backgrounds, or one of the backgrounds anyway, I used... Oh, no, I haven't kept the stamp out, the ink pad out rather. One of the yellows, probably daffodil yellow. I think this is daffodil yellow. And old olive as well. I did an old olive. So some of them I did a second generation stamp, and some of them I just stamped first generation, and some I mixed. So that's a first generation stamp. So literally stamp onto the ink pad, stamp onto the card, and then stamp again, so you get the lighter colour. And that one I think is pretty much all second generation stamping, and the same with the olive, old olive. So I made 20 different cards, and as I said, the instructions show that the idea was to use 5 or 6 of the different elements on each card, and I think 3 is the most. Oh no, 4 is possibly the most I've used on any card. And in fact, I actually ended up with one piece left over, and I couldn't decide where to put it. I thought it doesn't really go with anything else that I've done, so I've just left it, and I'm going to see what I can do with it at some later point. So they came with several of these tags in various colours, quite a lot of die cuts. Now this is a thank you that I stamped out myself. That's not a stamp that's included in the kit. That's one of, oh, I had left the stamp set out, but I have a feeling I've tidied it away and I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, I stamped that and just cut that. So that's one. That's another one that I used a different stamp for the sentiment, and just a circle punch to punch that out. This one is using everything from the kit, including the thank you, which is the stamp on one of the sentiment banners. Banners, that's what they're called, banners, sentiment banners. That comes with the kit, and one of these little bits, a little flower and butterfly. There's lots of butterflies in this kit. This one again is a stamp from the kit, You're the Best, and another tag, and this is one of the vellum flowers. There are quite a few vellum die cuts which were gorgeous actually. They were really nice, the vellum bits. This one again is everything from the kit. And this, no, the happy birthday is from, now that one I can tell you. Yeah, that one's from Go To Greetings. I'm sure if I look really hard at my desk, I'll be able to see that other kit set that I used that thank you from, but it'll probably turn up just after I finish filming. Again, there's another tag and one of the vellum pieces on there. This one I love this cutout. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, it's gorgeous, and happy birthday. It was the same happy birthday from before. This one obviously is using the For You from the stamp and another one of the tags. This one, yeah, is another stamp set that I use, and I used Congratulations, and I just cut a wedge in that. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, that's four pieces on here, so 5 if you include that. So that's probably the most pieces that I've got on any card. And again, another one, you've got these little banner things that you can't quite see it, but it's cut in a wedge at the bottom, but I put that across the bottom with another butterfly and one of the die cut flowers. And yeah, another one with vellum. Oops, oh gosh, don't do that. I'll have to stick that down, I think. That's the vellum and this lovely die cut with You're the Best and another butterfly. With most of the butterflies, I think, I just cut a very thin piece of dimensionals and stuck it down and sort of bent the wings up a little bit so that they'd stand up. Now this is the only landscape card I made out of the whole set, because it sort of made sense really with that being that orientation. And that Birthday Wishes is from another set as well, another stamp set. So that's those, and then these are the ones using the cards that were already printed. And again, I just stuck up the thank you on dimensionals. Now this one, you could use this one in several different ways, because there's this frame and then it had this bit inside it, so you could actually have used that separately with something else in the middle. I just thought it'd be nice to put that down flat, raise the centre bit up, and then put one of the die cut flowers on, and Birthday Wishes from whichever stamp set it was, and the thank you from whatever stamp set it was, another one of the little tags, and one of the lots of flowers. Yeah, just another one, simple For You, with this pretty bit in the middle and one of the spare flowers. This one again with vellum, that bit, and another butterfly, again just stuck down in the middle, just to give it a bit of dimension. I thought they looked nice like that. This one with another piece of vellum going over there, spare flower, thank you, which is the one from the kit. Oh, that's the envelope. This one, again, just very simple, happy birthday, flowers, and this little, looks like a label off a French perfume or something. If I try and read it carefully, it says, oh, apparently it's to do with a paper doll. It says this is altogether the prettiest paper doll we've ever made, and is dressed with something taste and beauty. Oh, there you go. It's interesting reading some of these little things sometimes. I hadn't even looked at that before. And then the last one, again using one of these banner, it's called a banner, isn't it, with a happy birthday and one of the vellum flowers there. So yeah, so a kit for 8 cards, and I actually came up with 20 of them, so I'm quite chuffed about that. So they've been sitting waiting for me to get round to making this video. If I do that, if I move the camera up a bit, we might be able to get them all in. Although you may not be able to see all of them, because I might have to cover some of them up. I do that, and then I move them up a bit. Oh, no. No, my screen's decided it's too heavy and it's not going to stay up. Anyway, you get the picture. So, yeah, so I thought, yes, let's do what's the the CEO did and see how many cards I can make out of a kit. So that is what I've done. So now I've got to try and tidy them up and put them over there. Bear with me, 2 ticks. So now I may not be able to make any videos for a while for various reasons, so this might be my last one for a little bit. But if you keep subscribed and tick the notification bell, then when I do another video, you'll know about it. So the other thing I'm going to show you quickly while I'm here is, I don't know if I've shown these before on a video, but I've shown you my Scrabble cards that I make for people when it's a big birthday, you know, 50, 60, 65, 70, that sort of thing. So I do these other ones as well for when people are more odd ages. So it says you're in your prime, and then I've got this table of prime numbers, and whatever age it is I've got in red. So yeah, that's what I do. So that person's 71, that person's 79, there's another 71, there's a 73, I think there's another, oh no, there's 2 53s. I knew there was 2 53s. Oh, the other thing I've had to do is to write their name on little post-it notes to stick on the back so I know who they are. And then these 4 are all for chaps, so I've done them in blue. So there's a 61, a 67, another 61, oh, and another 67. There you go. So how I do those is I've printed off, well, I made using, what do I normally use? Publisher. I found these tables of prime numbers, and I just sort of put them into blocks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 10 to a sheet. Some of them are smaller than others because some of them I only went up to 79, I think, but then I had to start adding on the extra bottom line. So yeah, so I print them out like that with the various numbers in red, and then I chop them up and I keep them, and I've got a whole load of them here, and I've chopped some of them up and put them in a little plastic bag. And then the other thing I've got is, oh, I've got water on that one, I can't use that one. So this is part of a page that would have had more on it, and I've got your In Your Prime printed several times, and I just cut them out when I need them. And again, I've cut some up and they're in here ready to go. And then I keep them all stuck together, not stuck together, clipped together. That's the word I want. And then I stick the little bag there, and I put a clip around it, and then I just stick them in my little pigeonhole that I've got up here in my Kallax units. So yeah, oh, what's that? Oh, that's something I should have read ages ago, but never mind. So that's me for this time. So I thought I'd show you your In Your Prime birthday cards and the ones that I made with the Heirloom arrangements kit. So that's me for a while. Hwyl am y tro.